So I'm going to pull the valve cover off. The gasket gave out at the back here. That's where all the oil leaking is from. I'll take the valve cover off, reseal it, try to get as much of the grime and grunge off it before I put it into the truck for the first time. And then I'll give it a couple sprays of paint. The engine is black. I have some black engine paint. I'll probably just spray it with the black. I tried to match the bluish green, the International color there, but they don't sell that at the parts store. So what I ended up getting was this. I was like looking on my phone. I was like, oh, what color is it? And a bunch of guys are putting these in and they're respraying them. So I was like, oh, that must be the color right there. And I was matching it up on my phone, but it's not. The International color is more green than it is blue, and this is more blue than it is green. So I'll take the chain off it, go with the air hose, I'll blow it off, and then pull the valve cover off and reseal it. I'm not going to put the gasket back on. I didn't get a gasket kit for it. It seems like a nice silicone gasket, but something happened at the back there. It's leaking big time. So I'll probably just use some good high quality silicone. And okay. I heard the best way to tell the difference between a DT360 and a DT466 is the DT360 has the raised ridges, so it has the bumps, and the DT466 has the indents. So it'd be the, you know, instead of bumps, it'll have indents in the cover. This one return line is right above the valve cover, making it a little bit difficult. There we go. That would be enough. Gasket seems in good shape still. I wonder why it was leaking. Oh, I see. Maybe that's what's going on. It's got metal ridges to hold the gasket from going onto the inside, and I think when they installed it, there must have been a ridge holding up the end or something. International makes a really high quality silicone, really good stuff, but I'm using the Permatex grade stuff. It's another really good silicone. Never had that stuff fail ever. Oh, it's not called the great stuff, it's called the right stuff. Yeah, and they sell this at all the auto parts stores here. Yeah, like look how clean that is. It's like it's brand new. Well, it's still, someone went in there with a wire brush and cleaned out all the soot, or all the buildup in there. I'm sure it's got 100,000 K on it since it was installed at least. That truck had 440 some thousand kilometers. I don't know, maybe it, who knows, maybe it even has less than 100,000 K on it. Or maybe they just all look like that. Maybe it's got a lot of oil spraying on there, but usually you see a bit of a buildup on the underside of the valve cover. When I was in school, the auto shop teacher said, oh, you put the silicone on, you let it dry a little bit, and then you put it on the car. You get a little film on one side, you know, and then when it squishes together, you don't squish out all the silicone. It has a little bit in there. But I don't know if they had that quality of silicone back then. I think it was a lot of cheap shit. Yeah, pretty clean, and only 2 valves per cylinder. 2 big valves. You can't get it mixed up, they only go on one way. One side is longer than the other. Oh, that'll be good enough for now. At least I'm not grabbing onto a big greasy pile or something. So tomorrow when it gets a little bit hotter, I'll wire brush the valve cover. I don't know, maybe I'll scrape where the edge is rusted there, but all that I can do while it's in the truck. I just gotta remove the PTO, put a plate on there, and then it can go in the truck. At the back of the transmission here, you see everything's coated in oil. And what's going on with that is the drive shaft brake, the mount came loose, so there's oil leaking out of there. If this transmission still has any oil left in it, probably. See, everything's loose there. Yeah, you can see all these lock washers have failed. You know, that's why everything came loose. It says no more springiness to it, so I'll go get a bunch of lock washers and replace them, and hopefully it's not going to loosen off again. Okay, I got some lock washers. I only had one grade 8 lock washer, and then the rest are all just grade 5. I got a couple grade 8 lock washers for the larger bolts. Whenever you do something like this, where there's going to be high torque, you should use a high quality lock washer, but it'll work. I think the brake clean is dried off there. I can put the silicone on now. Yeah, right on the top, there's the oiling hole. So that's the one I don't want to get any silicone in. So right at the top here, you see there's a hole right there. I don't know if you can see that hole. The hole right there, and then there's a vein there where it oils the bearing at the back. So that one there is the one you don't want to get covered with silicone. So I'm just going to spread it out of the way to make sure it's not going in there. There, that'll probably be okay. It's got the old, like hardening gasket material. There's probably one of those super thin gaskets in there, or a different kind of, yeah, no, that's from a tube. That's the hardening gasket. A lot of that is on, you know, heavy equipment and metalwork, stuff like that, and it always, as long as the part stays tight, then it works okay and just leaks a little bit, but as soon as it comes loose, then it doesn't, it's not good for anything. I don't know, I'm making a bit of a mess in there, but I don't want it to leak when I bolt it back together. Time for a second coat of paint. And this is not my preferred method of cleaning it. It's just what I have to work with. There's no running water here, no pressure washer. So. And the truck isn't running. And I have no other truck to take it to the car wash to get everything clean, so. I think I might leave it on. It's not hurting anything by being there, and it just saved me later on from having to put it back on. I'm gonna go see if I have a plate. If I have a plate, then I'll probably put it up. I'll probably take it off. But if I don't have a plate readily available, I'm just gonna leave it on. Save some time. Yeah, I don't have a plate to cover up the PTO port, so it's gonna stay on. And it's probably the best choice too. It doesn't really hurt anything, just having it there. And later on, I can always put a air compressor or a hydraulic pump or run some kind of accessory. Big, huge alternator for charging batteries. So yeah, PTO stay on is a very good thing to have. A little bit of silicone to prolong it leaking.